This is the 2025 Tesla Model Y. And from someone who owns the older version, this is poles apart. Yes, the upgrades are great, they're fantastic, but not everything is perfect. This review is going to start with a disappointment. The Autodrive beta, it's not good. It is not good. But I made a separate video about that, describing why it can actually be good, but for the most part it ain't. So please do go check out this video if you want to understand more about that. But I really want to kick off this video with what I think is the most improved and important thing about the new Model Y, and that is its ride and handling. This has had an upgrade, so this is now the third revision. It's got selective dampeners, so over a particular type of bumps and oscillations, it's going to handle them better, so a little less, bouncy or knocks and shudders. And this car is poles apart compared to the previous outgoing model. And I'm going to demonstrate that in this car park where there's speed humps. And I can only begin to tell you the difference is night and day. It really is. So in my previous car, if you're an unfortunate passenger in the back there and you went over a nasty bump, your back would be not very happy. It really wouldn't. Whereas this, it just soaks them up. It is doing an excellent job. It's so much better. It's still very firm, but not overly firm, and nor is it wishy-washy SUV-like. It's a bit of a sportier setup compared to what maybe some car owners will be used to. But this is such a welcome change. It handles so much better. The ride is just more compliant. It's a real pleasure to drive, and with thanks to these 19-inch wheels, or you can opt for the 20-inch versions, I'm just finding it a real pleasure. I really am. I can't overstate it enough. The steering feel is much the same as the previous model. So you still have light, standard, or heavy, which I like to describe as kind of heavy, and definitely crazy, unnecessary heavy. And that's not a criticism. I prefer a heavier steering anyway. And wherever you point this car, it's going to go. You don't get understeer, you don't get oversteer. And again, those bumps. I think not since the Volvo XC40 have I felt such good suspension. Yeah, it's definitely akin to that, really is. You can now either do deceleration mode with reduced or standard. And doing reduced is something that people coming from petrol or diesel cars might be more used to. It's still going to bring this car eventually to a stop, but it takes quite a while. And I've got auto hold selected, so now when it comes to a complete stop, it will keep the car here, even on an incline. But for me, Tesla is the car maker who gets a lot of things right when it comes to electric cars, and then is one pedal driving. So I would highly recommend just keep the car on standard, get used to one pedal driving, because that brake, its feel, unfortunately, once again, is still not that good. To explain, in my car, the 22 model, it's blocky, it's digital, it's on, it's off. This is roughly the same. It's digital, it's blocky, and it's on and it's off. You got a bit more play, I feel, compared to my one, but not very much. Like, I'm just talking a few inches. And so if you're doing more spirited driving and you're a bit more performance orientated, I think you might find the feel of the brakes rather than this to be definitely disappointing. Turning circle is, I don't know what. Tesla does not tell you a lot of performance characteristics about its car, and turning circle is one of them. So, all right, so be it. That is what it is, and we can't do nothing about that. Visibility is very good. In fact, it feels the same as my car. So out the front, great. A-pillar, very large, a little bit obtrusive. Side mirrors, decent proportion. Out the side, good. Rear view mirror, definitely a bit small. Very much still the very small portal. But thankfully, the cameras are improved on this. And if you actually want to just press the camera icon on the steering wheel, You get a great view out the back, and that could be a good supplement for some people who really want to have an understanding of what's happening behind them. But for the most part, it does. It's okay. It's okay. Noise and vibration is much improved, and I think that's because of, well, they've done a lot of soundproofing improvements here, some glass stuff that I'll talk about later, the suspension changes like I mentioned, and I've found this car to be on par with almost the BMW iX3. That was a very quiet car. This one is so much quieter as well. It's just amazing how much or how far a car maker can come in just a few years. And I think with all those different aspects between its ride and handling, better noise suppression, the feel of the car is very much in line with what you'd expect from Tesla. It's a great driving experience. The updated looks, I think, are very welcome. Gone are the old frog lights, and now we've got this beautiful light bar at the front of it. You have the usual pixel matrix headlights, which are supposedly improved, and overall, the front is a very welcome change. Side profile, I think looks roughly the same. What do you reckon? Comment below. And as we come around to the back, you're gonna see the full dirtiness of this vehicle. I've had it for a week now, and every day, I kid you not, it's been raining, and so it is what it is. Nonetheless, it doesn't take away from the fact that I love this new LED light bar at the rear here. Tesla says it's actually an industry first, which is surprising to me, but yeah, I like it. A little bit overstated with the Tesla name there. I much prefer the logo of the previous one, but I do like the higher boot line with the spoiler that kind of, it seems to have a more purposeful spot for it. And I think the whole package is very well resolved and is a good update, which I think is very welcome in 2025. When it comes to performance of the new Model Y, it's very hard to tell you exactly what those numbers are because Tesla doesn't publish them. We think that if you go for the entry-level model, the standard range, what do you want to call it, it's going to be 220 kilowatts or 420 or 440 newton meters of torque. This being the long-range dual motor, this one does 378 kilowatts and 483 newton meters of torque. Again, unconfirmed, but feels about right. I'm not very sure. 0 to 100 time for the entry-level model is much improved, and now 5.9 seconds, and this one 4.8 seconds. So shall we try it? Yeah, let's give it a go. 3, 2, 1. That definitely felt like it achieved its claim time, in fact, even better. For such a well-priced car, if you're going to go petrol, diesel, you're going to be paying a lot more for that sort of performance. So again, Tesla has got its electrics, its motors, its batteries so sorted out. It's it is quite a fun experience, it really is, and good value for money. A very welcome change with the new Model Y is a front bumper camera, and its quality is excellent. It's low to the ground. I don't think it actually helps with Tesla Vision, by the way. So the lack of ultrasonics on this new version is an issue to me. There are pundits out there who absolutely love it and think it's the best thing since sliced cheese. But for goodness sake, is it accurate? No. Has it got false positives? Yes. Do I trust it? No. And so I'd much rather see that front bumper camera as well as ultrasonic sensors, because yeah, I don't know what that is. It's not good, not good. When it comes to charging a Tesla, it's got an 11 kilowatt onboard charger. So if you've got 3-phase power, you can recharge this car in about 7 to 8 hours, depending on what your battery state is. And cost-wise, well, it could be free. If you've got an electric vehicle plan, they look like free electricity from 11 till 2 p.m. and very cheap from midnight to 6 a.m. So for us, our fuel bill is typically about $5 a week. But I get many people can't charge at home like this, so you might need to do DC fast charging. Rapid charging the Model Y is either at 175 or 250 kilowatts, depending if it's the base model or the long range model. Now, this is the third time I've actually charged this car, and the two previous times have been disappointing. Seem to be limited at that 120, 130 kilowatts. Today, thankfully, we've got a good result at 160 kilowatts. So that's more like it, yeah? But again, if this could go up to 250, and we're not sharing a stall here, that means we're not sharing power with another car. Why isn't it going at 200 or 250 kilowatts? It's kind of frustrating. The new Model Y comes in 5 colors. You've got pearl white, which is a no-cost option. This is called Glacier Blue, which is $2,300, and I actually really like it. I used to be a big fan of the gray one, but this I actually prefer more. Ponying up $2,600, and you can go for the Ultra Red or the Quicksilver. Again, I still like this one more. The interior of the new Model Y has been made over, I think, rather remarkably. Now we've got an ambient light strip, you've got a new feature on the dash, the door with the Alcantara lining, and just the little distinguishing features I think make it excellent. The seats are new, and my wife and I agree they're actually better than our existing Model Y. Still 8-way adjustable, but at least now they've got that ventilation, which I think will go a long way in summer. And most of the materials in here actually feel improved pretty much. There are still the exception. Tesla continues to, I think, cut corners with its use of carpets in its cars. They've still got some joining spots which are really ugly, and they're actually hiding some cabling. And I would have thought that after, well, I believe this car's really been out for 5 years, like over in America since 2020, Australia 2022. In that time, surely they could improve the quality of the carpet they choose to put in here and the way in which they cut it, because it just looks like it's been put together by one of my kids. Audio quality is still excellent. In the base model, you get 9 speakers, but this one you get 15 speakers plus a subwoofer. It's not branded, but it sounds very good. And if you come from, I don't know, a car with a mediocre system, you've got to appreciate it. It's excellent. If I had app access, which I don't because I don't know why Tesla, but here we are, this would have automatic opening because they've improved the connectivity both of Wi-Fi and also Bluetooth on this. So it recognizes that you're here and will do the auto open. Awesome, awesome, very good. Boot space is much the same, 2,138 litres in total, which, you know, little caveat on that, Tesla always includes this space that goes up to the glass. So other car makers don't do that. So whenever you hear about the massive boot space of Teslas, which don't get me wrong, is pretty damn big, you've got a massive sub boot here, no spare tyre, which I don't mind, but I'd like to see a run flat kit, please. But you see this really cool feature here? It's now got motorized rear fold down seats. And what Tesla have done here is perfect. With one press, they go all the way down or all the way up. And also on the back rear seats, there's controls there. You can do a slight press that can move just a little bit, or do a hard press and it goes all the way down. And it does so quickly and efficiently. So thank you, Tesla, for making that great feature. That 2,138 litres, by the way, includes the Frunk, which now actually has a drainage spot. So if you're the sort of person who goes to parties with a Frunk filled with ice and cans, you can now drain it out there. So awesome. But yeah, by the way, this is 110 litres. You do the math. The rear's had some noticeable improvements, such as the seat back pockets, which I think are more functional these days, and knee room, headroom, shoulder room, much the same, very generous and well portioned. There's ISOFIX on the 2 outboard seats and a pull-down armrest that contains 2 out of the 8 generous cup holders in this car. Plus, they've changed the way in which they hold the front ones, where in the past you just rattle around with nothing to hold it there. Now there's actually a little bit of rubber so to hold it in place. So, good job, Tesla. We now have an 8-inch screen here for the rear passengers to use for not only controlling the HVAC system, heated controls for the rear seat, but also they can play games here, watch YouTube or Netflix, and well, also do so with either headphones on or have the sound just dedicated to the back. It's an excellent upgrade. The updated center console in the new Model Y has relatively unchanged, some improvements, I think some negatives too. This, much the same, but the 12-volt socket has now moved from here to this large cabinet space down here. I would like to see a tray liner in there because most people, like myself, we actually keep our garage clicker in there, some bits and bobs and things like that, and just it gets very much lost down here. What also has been lost is 2 USB-C sockets down here. Now it's just one in this space. So if you would normally put your tissue box here, that's fine. But if you've got a passenger princess who wants to use her mobile phone and charge it at the same time, well, your tissue box is gonna have to go, or else they just have to stop using their phone. So I kind of feel a bit sad that we've now only got 3 USB-C sockets in this car. And again, it just seems to be unfinished. It's kind of like, well, we ran out of money. We could put some trays in here for customers, but yeah, there's aftermarket stuff for that, so we'll leave them be. A thing I do like though is that now the cup holders can be hidden if you so wish. So if you don't ever want to use them, you want to use the door bins instead, that's fine. Or else you just do that, and great, well hidden. The wireless charging bays here are more than adequate and do the job, keep the phone relatively secure. And I think that, in addition to the larger 15.4-inch screen, I think the changes so far in this car, interior at least, are very good. A great update to the new Model Y is they've resolved the aircon issue. And for people who've got the previous model, myself included, we all were really annoyed by how the aircon would never get you on the face, let alone the top of your head. It would just get your tummy and your thighs. Very annoying. This now, it actually will get my face, get the top of my head, and it's also got an oscillating mode, which is brilliant. Also brilliant is it's got ventilated seats, so on a hot, sticky day, you get ventilation here. Now, for the price, I would like to see a massage function, because if you opt for the long-range Kia EV5, it's got a 6-zone massaging seat in addition to heating and cooling in the seats as well. And a lot of car makers are actually doing that now. So look, the seat is very comfortable. I really appreciate it. It's got ventilation and heating, but yeah, maybe a massage would be good. Price-wise, before on-road costs, comes in around about $60,000 for the standard range entry-level model, or $70,000 for this dual-motor long range. Drive away in Victoria, that's about $74,000 on the road, which surprisingly is about $2,000 less than my previous one. And this is a bigger battery, and it's got way more features that we'll get into. But there are also plenty of others out there that offer this mid SUV size, such as the Geely EX5, Xpeng G6, Leapmotor C10, BYD Lion 7, or the Kia EV5 GT version. So that's a long range, it's got vehicle to load, it's got other features that this car doesn't have. But again, I think different markets for different people, except for that last one. So if you want to see my full review of the Kia EV5, check out this video here. But when considering those cars against Tesla when it comes to warranty, this still disappoints. The high voltage battery and motor is great. 8 years, 192,000 kilometers, very respectable, pretty damn good. But the total car warranty for most everything here is only 4 years or 80,000 kilometers, whichever comes first. And when you've got the likes of Kia, that gives you, what, 7 or 8 year unlimited kilometer warranty for everything, this really does pale into comparison. There are items here that are limited warranty, such as the screen, that's only 2 years. Some others which are only like not even a year. Definitely the warranty on Teslas needs to improve vastly. But you could say on the flip side, there's no real service cost with this car. It will tell you when it needs something done. They recommend the cabin filter every 2 years, rotate the tires at 10,000 kilometers, maybe have the coolant for the battery every 4 years. But again, the car will tell you when you need to do that. So with other car makers, they'll insist, well, encourage you rather, to do that on a regular basis, whereas Tesla won't. So you could argue that, all right, as limited and as bad as that warranty is, you don't have the service costs. But I don't know. Still, I'd like to see that improve. And finally, range and efficiency. I've had this car from Tesla about a week now, and in that time, it came with 10 kilometers on the odometer, I kid you not, and we're now at 682. So, 672 kilometers. Hey, that was mainly freeway driving, I feel. Maybe a good half of that was freeway driving, and the other bit was urban driving. Efficiency, it's running at 15.8 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, which I prefer. Most cars, people who come from cars, they know litres per 100 kilometres, so I just convert this simple watt hours to kilowatt hours. Yeah, decimal spot. Very easy to move. Anyway, pretty efficient, in line with expectations, because the sticker there says 15.5, so yeah, that's pretty much in line. Now, the problem that I've got with Tesla is you never know the exact battery size. So if it is a 79 kilowatt hour battery, that's going to be your actual real world range. So remember, no car will ever get its claimed WLTP range, so just remember that. And I think for most people, you can charge this car once a week, and on the weekend, top it up. And so, all in all, I think this has been an excellent car and something I would recommend to friends. Now, there are a few caveats, and I have mentioned them through this review, so I'm going to put them all together here now, because I do know some people on YouTube that go straight to this bit, and this is the bit that's going to be hurting some Tesla fans out there. So are you ready? Okay, please be kind. First up, what this car is missing: vehicle to load, mediocre warranty, some material use that won't stand the test of time, no massaging seats, and DC charging rates that are pretty mediocre, especially when it says it could do up to 250. What's with that? Okay, that said, everything else about this car is excellent. From its redesign and looks, from its quiet cabin, from that really efficient motor and setup, ride and handling, powered rear seats, ventilated front seats, and I think overall, considering what you're buying here, Tesla is the leader when it comes to electric vehicles. So they've got their electric sorted, their battery, their app, their infotainment system. And sure, it hasn't got Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, but it doesn't really matter. For the most part, if you're happy with Apple CarPlay, Spotify, YouTube Music, Audible, you're covered, right? And sure, it'd be nice to see Waze as an option in here, but I'd much rather have route planning, thank you very much. And this car does all those things excellent, really, really well. So I can't not recommend this car. It's very good. If I could buy one, I would. It's that good. So if you've enjoyed this video, please do subscribe. It really does help out the channel, and it gives me the opportunity to say to companies like Tesla and others, hey, I do electric car reviews. Can you give me a car for a week? Sure, here you go. And if you want to see early access or behind the scenes, check out Ko-fi. Super thanks is more than welcome. And otherwise, maybe YouTube thinks that a video on your screen right now is something you might actually enjoy watching. So do go check that out. And otherwise, thanks for watching again, and I'll see you soon.